Hello dear students. In the last lecture we saw a special kind of a subgroup called as cyclic subgroup, and let's revisit the definition. For any group G, we fix an element in that group and we take all integral powers of A. We have given some meaning to an integral power of A, and we had proved that this is a subgroup of G. This subgroup is called as cyclic subgroup, and because it heavily depends on the element A, we say that this is cyclic subgroup generated by the element A. And symbolically we denote it as H equal to angular brackets A or round brackets A. So now coming to a specific example, if the group operation in a particular example is addition, then what do you think we should modify this notation suitably? So suppose I have a group G whose operation is denoted additively, then let me see what I really mean by A square in this group. By A square, I mean A star A, where star happens to be the binary operation that is there on G. Now in this case, if specifically as I said the group operation is addition, this would be A plus A, and it would make more sense to write this as 2 times A instead of A square. A square would be a little misleading in such examples. So in such cases, we will denote, instead of A square, we will write 2A. The same story will go for A cube. Instead of A cube, a better notation in this case will be 3 times A. So in general, if my group operation is addition, I'm going to define, instead of A raised to n, I'm going to define n times A, which will be A plus A plus A n times. This is if n is positive. Then 0 times A, we'll define it as identity of the group, which in most cases for addition it will be 0 or something that is like 0. And if n is negative, then we define it as minus n times minus A. If n is negative, minus n will be positive. So this would actually be minus A plus minus A plus minus A. So minus A is added to itself minus n times, and it makes sense to call it minus n times because minus n is now a positive integer. So in case the group operation is addition, keep in mind that instead of integral powers of A, it makes more sense to take integral multiples of A. So over here, my set H will look like n times A, where n is any integer. So specifically when the group operation is addition, we will define H to contain all integral multiples of A, and in this case it will be again called cyclic subgroup generated by A. So in your problems, be very careful whether the operation is addition or multiplication. If it is multiplication, you take integral powers of A. If it is addition, you take integral multiples of A. Let's now look at some problems. Let's look at this problem. Consider the subgroups. This angular bracket 0 bar means cyclic subgroup generated by 0 bar, cyclic subgroup generated by 1 bar, 2 bar and so on, all as subgroups of Z6. So firstly, let me list the elements of Z6. Z6 contains 6 elements in all. Starting with 0 bar, we go up to 5 bar. And though group operation is not, when you are looking at cyclic subgroups, it's very important to know whether the group operation is addition or multiplication. Remember, if the group operation is multiplication, you take integral powers of the generator, and if the group operation is addition, then you need to take integral multiples of the generator. Now here, unfortunately, the group operation is not given to us, but then it should not take you long to guess what is the group operation on Z6. On Z6, we have seen only 2 operations, addition modulo 6 and multiplication modulo 6. Now Z6 for multiplication modulo 6 is not a group. You can, if you don't remember, you can pause your video, try to figure out why it is not a group, or you can go back to an earlier video and see why it is not a group. So it's clear that when I talk about group Z6, the operation that I have in mind is addition modulo 6. So for this group, the operation is additive. And therefore, when I talk about a generator and I need to look at all elements in that subgroup generated by that element, I will have to take integral multiples of the generator. So let us look at subgroup generated by 0 bar. Subgroup generated by 0 bar is going to contain all integral multiples of 0 bar. But the integral multiples of 0 bar, look at 2 times 0 bar for instance, it is 0 bar plus 0 bar, which is going to be 0 bar. 3 times 0 bar is going to give us 0 bar. So ultimately this subgroup will contain only 0 bar. Next, let us look at, next we need to find out what is the cyclic subgroup generated by the element 1 bar. So let us take 1 bar as a generator now. Once again, because the group operation is addition, we will have to take integral multiples of the generator. So n times 1 bar, where n belongs to z. Now though I take n to be an integer, if it is a finite set, you take the first few positive integers and see what you get. Once the elements start repeating, you will get the same elements over and over again in a cyclic manner. You will see what I mean. That's actually the reason why it is called a cyclic group. So if I, for instance, take 1 times 1 bar, 1 times 1 bar is 1 bar. What about 2 times 1 bar? By 2 times 1 bar, I mean 1 bar plus 1 bar. 1 bar added to itself twice. So this will give me 2 bar. You can try and complete it. 3 times 1 bar will give me the element 3 bar. 4 times 1 bar will give me 4 bar. 5 times 1 bar will give me 5 bar. And 6 times 1 bar is going to be 1 bar plus 1 bar plus 1 bar plus 1 bar. 6 times. So it will be 6 bar. But in Z6, 6 bar is the same as 0 bar. So out here it is going to be 0 bar. Then if you want, you can find out what is 7 times 1 bar. It will be 7 bar, which is the same as 1 bar. 8 times 1 bar will be 2 bar. So you will keep getting all the elements. You will keep getting the same elements again and again in the same sequence. That's why it's called a cyclic group. And notice that this subgroup is the whole of Z6. Now, let's look at subgroup generated by 2 bar. Pause your video. See if you can write down all the elements in this subgroup. All integral multiples of 2 bar. Let me start with 1. 1 times 2 bar is 2 bar. 2 times 2 bar is 4 bar. 3 times 2 bar will be 6 bar, which is the same as 0 bar. And then if you do 4 times 2 bar, this will be 8 bar, which is the same as 2 bar. So you'll be back to this element. And after that you will again get 4 bar. After that you will get 0 bar. So beyond this you are not going to get any new elements. And therefore subgroup generated by 2 bar will contain only these 3 elements. Similarly, write down the subgroup generated by 3 bar, subgroup generated by 4 bar and subgroup generated by 5 bar. Take some time, pause your video, finish this exercise and then come back to the video. So, if you look at subgroup generated by 3 bar, you will get only 0 bar and 3 bar. If you look at subgroup generated by 4 bar, in a set it doesn't matter in which order you write the elements, but if you do positive multiples, then you will get first 4 bar, then 2 times 4 bar is 8 bar, which is 2 bar, 3 times 4 bar is 12 bar, which is 0 bar. Notice that this is not a new subgroup. This is the same as the subgroup generated by 2 bar. And if you look at 5 bar, I encourage you to try it out. Subgroup generated by 5 bar is going to be the same as Z6. So we have managed to get subgroups generated by each one of them. And now let's come to part B of the question. Part B of the question is now actually very easy to answer. We have done the hard work. Look at part B. Part B says, which of the elements are generators for the whole group? In other words, if you look at the subgroup generated by some element, in which cases do you get the whole group? Look at this. This is one such case. So, Z6 is generated by 1 bar. There is one other element where this happens, and that is 5 bar. For no other element do we get the whole group. So, we observe that generators for Z6 are 1 bar and 5 bar. Notice that these are also prime residue classes of integers modulo 6. We will have more to remark on this in the next chapter, where we exclusively study cyclic groups. Right now we have only studied cyclic subgroups because it was a special kind of a subgroup. But the next chapter is dedicated to the study of cyclic groups. And that's all that we have in this chapter. Thank you.